Welcome to the Social Stack, your go-to channel for marketing tips, space, and technology for your real estate business. I'm Amy Stack, and today we're going to be talking about our 36 Touch program and have a very special guest in from InfoCard Marketing to learn how they can help you do some direct mail touches and then how we can leverage that beautiful presentation they have into some digital marketing as well. So I hope you guys are all in the right spot. We're so happy to have you today. And I think for some of you might be familiar with InfoCard Marketing. You might be familiar with the name Prospect Marketing. Marv, if you know him, did retire and sold the company, and they have rebranded as InfoCard Marketing. And we have several agents that use them, have continued to use them, new agents that have signed up, and it's just a great resource for you guys. I know a lot of people love those big, bold, beautiful postcards that go out every month, and yet they don't want to spend the time, or they can't think of the ideas to do it. They don't know how to make the designs to actually get out there. So that is where Michael and his team come into play. They are a great resource to just take this off of your plate. And it's about $1 a postcard, which is very competitive pricing. It's better than a lot out there, and it's about the same as the command pricing as well. So with that, I want to go ahead and pull Michael up, and please tell us what we need to know about how we can use InfoCards in our marketing world.
Sure thing. Good morning, everyone. My name is Mike Leitner. I'm one of the co-owners of InfoCard Marketing. Amy, thank you for inviting me onto your program this morning. I appreciate it. As you mentioned, this company used to be known as Prospect Marketing and owned by Marvin Matisse. In April of 2021, Marvin decided to retire and put his company up for sale. And Megan Russell and myself came in and decided to purchase the company. Megan's background is, she spent 12 years at Google. My background is in data analytics, and the two of us kind of connected, and we were looking for some kind of marketing company we could do in Chicagoland area, and this kind of fell into our lap. And the interesting thing is my background's in tech, hers is in tech as well at Google, but direct mail marketing, which is not really tech related, is actually still one of the best, if not the best way to market your business, especially in the real estate world. And why is that? Because people love getting mailers every month. They love getting something in the mail that they can touch and feel. They look at it, they look at both sides, and if the content on the card is worth keeping, they'll keep it around their house. As most of you know, email marketing is like the best, a lot of people think it's the best way to go because it's relatively cheap and you can blast out the same content to everyone out there. The problem with email marketing, though, is that people unsubscribe, or people just delete immediately and never look at what you're sending. The difference with direct mail is that it's in the house, it's in their hand, and if the content is valuable, people will hold on to it. So what we do is we have 5.5 by 11 inch UV coated mailers that a third of the content on the card is dedicated to you and your branding, your content, your contact information, how to get in touch with you on both sides. And then the other 2/3 of the card is dedicated to local events. The topic changes monthly. So like last month, we did Chicago Cubs. On one side, you could see the light reflecting on this because it's UV coated. This is 5.5 by 11 inches. Cubs schedule on one side, the White Sox schedule on the other. Other months we do things that are a little more relatable. Like so in the fall, we did Rotten Tomatoes top 100 binge-worthy TV shows. Things like that people will get in the mail, they'll look at it, your contact information will be on there, but then they'll want to keep it around the house. And so that's what we do for you on a monthly basis. And as Amy said, it's 99 cents per info card that we mail out. And there are a couple other benefits of being in our program as well. One is that once you claim an address, that address is yours. And so no one else can mail to that address. So if you choose, with our InfoCard program, I should say, so if you choose to farm a specific neighborhood, maybe the one you live in, maybe one that you've done a lot of business in the past, no one else can come in and use our program to target that area and try to farm it themselves. Another big benefit of this, and this is like something that I don't think everyone necessarily takes advantage of, is that we manage your CRM for you. So anytime someone moves on your mailing list, we will let you know. Anytime we get a returned info card, we will let you know. So every month you are getting an up-to-date address list from us, and that allows you to keep your CRM up to date and accurate on your side. one of the nice things about it is like you could look at some of the addresses that came back and you'd be like, all right, this was a past client. They decided not to list with me. I can tell they decided not to list with me because they moved, and now I could take them off my list. Also, if you're doing some other mailings on your end, separate from what we do, you will have an up-to-date address list, which is important if you want to manage your costs. You aren't just sending things out that are going to bounce back to you. So those are the key benefits of our program. We do have a large number of clients who are Keller Williams based, as Amy mentioned earlier. And so we do have a discount for them. And then for anyone who came on today to view this, or if they're going to view this in the future, we also have a discount code. So free onboarding for everyone here. The password to our website is going to be the social stack. So if you do social stack, all lowercase, that will get you free onboarding into our program.
All right, awesome. I think, let me spotlight myself. I feel weird just staring at one person. There we go. Did I do it right? I want to have a conversation with you. There we go. All right, so I know some of the things we talked about were the high value touches, right? I know you asked for screen sharing. Do you have some samples that you wanted to show about that?
I was actually going to show our website, if that's okay.
Perfect. Yeah, I know they've got some great content out there, so you can definitely check out their website as well. And what Mike was mentioning with this high value content is this is stuff that's sticky, right? It's things that your folks are going to want to keep on their fridge, which means your information is on their fridge. We've had agents come back to their team and ask for extra postcards because their friends really liked the material. They wanted the schedule. They wanted the pairing information. They wanted to know what events were happening in the area. And you'll notice that a lot of this stuff is, it's semi-local, right? It's not just national information. Cubs and Sox are very Chicago oriented. And these are things that will help you stay consistent. So it doesn't matter if you're sending postcards if you're not being consistent about it, right? If you're only doing one every couple of months, or one this month, one 3 months from now, then 3 months in a row, how is that helping you brand yourself and stay consistent? It's not. So InfoCard marketing really takes that off your plate, and 100% of the time that postcard is going to go out every single month. He already shared that it's not going to be duplicated. So if me and Patty have the same clients, we're going to have to choose who's going to get that card, right? So if Patty signed up before me, she'd have that client, and they won't get the same marketing from me. And Mike did mention that you can do it farming by an area. But if you have your clients that you want to reach out to regularly, and maybe they're in different neighborhoods, you could make sure that you're staying in front of them as well. I see a question came in the chat. Oh, Patty says she's going to arm wrestle me. Okay, so I just wanted to say that while you were pulling the website up. So I thought you had that ready. So
I am ready to go. And I'm just going to show some examples and some case studies that we've done to show, how our program has worked for past clients. I know, so this is, the people on board are probably Chicagoland based right now. So I'm going to show everyone's favorite mortgage broker if you're a Keller Williams agent, and that is the Gosden team. I'm not sure if you're familiar with him. He does a lot of millionaire real estate agent book studies, I think weekly with a lot of you. So this is what he sends out. As you can see on the right-hand portion of my screen, I'm assuming it's the same for you. You can see all of his contact information here, beautifully laid out. Everything's there, all the contact that he needs. And then this card in particular was the list of 2022 observances and holidays. And again, this is 5.5 by 11 inches, UV coated, very durable. It sticks out in the mail. So like you'll have an envelope come in, that's not as big as this. This is the biggest piece of mail that you'll get in your mailbox. And it sticks out and it's high quality and it'll last for years, to be honest. And so the Gosden team, as you can imagine, they do the 33 touch Keller Williams program, 36 touch. I think a lot of people just round up these days. So they're in front of their clients all the time, sharing their information, their contact information, looking for repeat business, looking for referrals. And I think that's the key, is like a lot of people think like, oh, well, I just sold a home for them, so I don't really need to keep in touch because, like they're not going to move anytime soon in the next 5 years. But the real key is getting referrals, right? I think we all know that referrals are the way to grow. That's how we actually grow our business. More than anything else, it's through referrals. People like our product, they like our service, and they pass on like, hey, if you're looking to market yourself, here's a great way to do it. We do provide 12 high quality touches a month. So that's one card. Another one I want to show, just again, just to not be super Keller Williams focused, but here's Nick Donato. So Nick is one of our clients. He has been since he started out in the real estate business, and he farms the neighborhood that he grew up in. So every month on his behalf, we send out an info card for him to every resident in the neighborhood he grew up in. And he has basically cornered the market in that neighborhood in Naperville. Actually, I think it's technically on the border of Bolingbrook and Naperville, but Naperville school districts. So he has told us that he has become known as the info card guy. And in the neighborhood, when he has events, I think he has a couple a year to help farm the neighborhood. People come up to him and they say, "Oh, you're the guy in the car. You're the guy," you know. And so he has become the real estate agent of choice in his neighborhood. And he's also a very big fan of ours. We're a big fan of his. And so if you ever have questions about how our program has worked, you can reach out to Nick and he'll verify for you that it worked well for him. I will show a couple other cards just so you get an idea of like the difference between local and national that we do. This is one of my favorite cards, mainly because I came up with the content for it, which is Rotten Tomatoes approved binge-worthy TV shows. This we sent out last year in November, and it was a great card to go out then because if you remember, COVID was kind of spiking again. People were kind of getting a little worried. And so here's something that people will look at to find out what TV shows they should binge watch through the holidays, you know, as everyone's kind of, you know, especially in Chicagoland, if you're hunkering down for the winter, here's a list of TV shows you can watch. And so I love that card. And then just to show you how hyper local we can be, this is the first card we sent out once we took ownership of the company. And this is dog friendly parks in the Chicagoland area. And so you can go by town alphabetically and see what dog park is in your area that you can take your pet to if you're a dog person. This was a big hit. Still one of my favorites. I just love the graphics on it. And, you know, if you're a dog lover, or if you have a dog and you're looking for parks to take your dog to, this card's perfect.
Yeah, and then I know you guys have done stuff about like holiday events that are in the area, and that's local. Something else just flew right out of my head, but there's always good content coming out. If you guys are in the E2P Market Center family, most of the offices have samples of the cards too. So if you just ask your front desk to see them, we typically have them kind of around the office. And a question did come in the chat, and I think I answered it, but they just wanted to go over pricing again.
Sure. The pricing is 99 cents an address. That includes postage. So last year we had a rather dramatic postage increase. And we kept everything at 99 cents an address. So that's going to be the same going forward. We don't do every door direct mailings. And the reason we don't do that is because if someone claims an address in the neighborhood you want to hit, we can't do every door direct there. So that is something to keep in mind, but we can do every house in the neighborhood that's available for you. So if you want to get into a neighborhood or you want to farm your neighborhood, you know, we can check to see how many homes are available there, and then we can do the mailings for you that way.
Yeah. Oh, and what happens if inevitably somebody moves and doesn't use me? What happens on your end with that?
So on our end, if they don't use you, we find out that they moved through our USPS software. And then once a month, we'll email you all the changes that we found with regards to addresses. And so then you can look at it and say, all right, take them off my list. They moved without me. Or you could say like, hey, keep mailing to them. Or a lot of people will mail to that house. So that's the other thing is if you did help someone move, what often happens is you'll send us their new address. But what a lot of agents like to do is also mail it to the old address as well, because they were on that side of the deal or on the other side of the deal, and they want to stay top of mind with them, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Oh, and then Mark had a good question. Do we send in a neighborhood or a zip code, or how do we select? Sure.
So the best way to do it is that we found is using MLS Remind. So if you have access to that, you can pull a neighborhood list that way. If you can't do that yourself, we can help you on our end, but typically we find that has all the information we need in the correct format. If you have a list on your own side that you've been managing yourself, we can take it in an Excel format, CSV, TXT, Word doc, anything but PDF. Please don't send a PDF. That makes it a little difficult for me. But otherwise, we can take it in any form, and we're more than willing to help you choose geographic areas and help you like review your farming strategy, right? I think some agents will call us up and they're relatively new and they're like, hey, we want to do downtown Hinsdale. Like the house value there is really high. We think, we'll crush it if we can just get into that market. And it's like, well, hold on a second. Like, what can we do to help you actually farm that successfully? Do you have any connections there? Are you present in town? Is there any name recognition other than you just choosing a high value home area? And so like, we're more than willing to help agents, develop a farming strategy that includes more than just our info cards as well.
Absolutely. And then Yolanda, you did ask a great question. She said, will you confirm again to let us know the house has been taken? And yes, they will let you know if anybody on your list is already on somebody else's list. And then there's some, I keep like my brain is not concentrating today. So they will let you know. And then there is, that's what I was going to say. So we talked about Remind, getting the information. So if you don't know everybody in the neighborhood, we can use Remind to go ahead and get those addresses. But then Mike brought up a good point that you probably want to stay in touch with your folks that have moved, or maybe people outside of the neighborhood that you've already done business with. So if you already have names that aren't in a neighborhood, a niche neighborhood, you can still include those other people. They don't all have to be on the same street or in the 4 blocks. So you can use this for anybody in your database. And then I see Chip said, is there a minimum number of addresses you need to have?
We do have a minimum. It is 100.
Okay.
So it's 100.
So we start at 100, which is great.
Right.
You can build from there. And how do we truly maximize the value of those 100 postcards, right? So we're talking about the digital part right now. I mean, the physical part of the direct mail, getting that physical postcard. Now, Mike was showing you on the website, they have beautiful graphics that give samples of these postcards. And if you guys were on as class was starting, I had this pulled up, and correct me if I'm wrong, this goes out every month to the person who is sending the postcards. So they get a preview of everything?
Yes, we have digital images that can be sent to anyone who wants to post on social media.
Perfect.
And one other thing I'll say before you go into how to do that, we also send an email out ahead of time letting you know what the content of the card is going to be. So if if one of your touches is going to be calling the person as well, you can call them after the cards are sent out and say, hey, did you get the mailer I had? It's a nice icebreaker to make the next touch a little easier. So
absolutely,
I wanted to mention that as well.
Sounds like a great idea for a smart plan. I see Vince has a question. Go ahead.
Yeah, hi, Mike. Do many agents pair with lenders, and how does the card look with that, or pair with anybody? I guess anything, is
Sure.
it front, back, different people on
Right.
one or the other? Or?
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I shouldn't say a lot. A good portion of agents will pair with lenders. It's obviously makes the cost half of what it is, depending on how you negotiate it with a lender. The cards are actually, there's enough room for it to look really well. I don't have an example online that I could share with you right now, but I could definitely follow up with an email to everyone who's on here with what that would look like. A lot of the branding just depends on how good your branding is, right? So, but if it's quality, it will look quality on the card, even with 2 people on it. And then the last thing I'll say on that is, 99 cents divided by 2, that's 49 cents an address. A stamp these days is 58 cents. So you're getting a pretty good deal there, with marketing the houses. So just something to think about if you want to do it with a lender.
Question. Thanks, Vince.
And the cards are not customizable, right? Besides for the information, your contact information.
They are not. The whole idea of it behind this is for it to be very low touch for you, right? So you set it, you literally forget it. Like, unless you want to do something else with the cards, like we just take care of all the mailing, all the address change, all the content creation for you. One thing you can do is have a QR code on the card, and every month you could have the QR code point to something different. So if, some people want it to go to a landing page where someone can find out what the value of their home is. Some people want it to go to an Instagram page or a Facebook page. I would personally have it go to an Instagram page myself, just because people scan with their phone, and Instagram is really made for scrolling with your phone.
Okay. And then didn't quite hear you a little bit earlier, but
Sure.
you said it's
Have to go
not,
to your link tree.
yeah. You said it's not using Everydoor Direct, correct?
We do not use Everydoor Direct, and that is because some addresses in the neighborhood you want to farm may already be claimed by another agent.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Cool. Thank you.
Yep, no worries.
Thanks, Vince. Good questions. And a couple more came in the chat and they were just asking more about that partnership. So correct me if I'm wrong. You would go seek out a lender or an attorney, whoever you want to partner with, and you would figure that out with them on how you want to split that cost, right? The
Yes.
agents would figure that out, not you, not InfoCards. The agents would figure that out.
The agents figure it out and just tell us how to split the pricing, and then we set that going forward.
Perfect. All right. Okay. So with that said, you guys, I know we're getting close to the 11 o'clock hour, but I would be more than happy to keep going into some details on how you can leverage this in social media or emails. So I'm going to talk about really what you can do to take this to the next level. The direct mail piece is for that 100, 150, 200, however many specific people you want to get that physical piece, but they're already giving you this amazing content. So how can you really use this to reach more people, a broader audience, right? So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen. And I showed you already how that postcard looked. Let me just pull that up as a reminder. So Mike said you'll get some social media graphics. You can also see I have on the screen here the postcards, and I just took some screenshots of this so you can see Alita's information is already on here. You could just take a screenshot of the beer and food part or the wine and food part, whatever you want, or use, of course, the social media graphics. And those are easy to just go ahead and post on social media. I think that most of us are pretty comfortable knowing how to post something on Instagram or Facebook at this point. I want to go ahead and show you what I did as a sample inside Command to put it into an email. So I'm in my Command platform. I'm just going to come over to Designs. And I have one pulled up already. And I just took a blank newsletter template. I did not create it from scratch. And I named it Perfect Pairs. I'm just going to go ahead and get that open up here. And you'll see I took this. I'm going to put it in the preview mode so you can see how it looks nice and pretty. I took that food and wine image. I decided not to keep the agent info in there because it's already going to be in the email itself. So I just took the food and wine pairing image and I said perfect pairs, and I left a spot to say something more about food and wine and a spot that I could put a link in. So if you partner with a local restaurant, maybe that does some cool food and wine pairings, you could feature them in here as well. You could put a little bit of a message about elaborating on the food and wine here. You could also choose not to do any of these and just delete this, border, the text and the button if you literally just want to feature this cool picture, right? And then I took it to the next level and I said, I also have buyers looking near you. Who do you know? And I prompted that paragraph space with speaking of perfect pairs, right? And you could talk about how you're a perfect pair in real estate. You can find the perfect house for somebody, right? You can really take it in a lot of different directions. And then I put a button to refer a friend right on the bottom of that email. And the rest of this information actually pulls right in from your command profile. So I just wanted to show you kind of another way you could use this same information so that you could really maximize your dollar on that and get it out to people that aren't just receiving it physically. Does anybody have questions about this? I know I've done lots of classes on how to actually use the email before, so I can refer you to those if you have questions about how to get everything in there, but I just wanted to show you a nice little sample of what you could do. And then of course you can take this same type of content and post it directly onto your social media profiles. You can schedule it to go out whenever you want. I just thought that'd be a fun little way to take it to the next level. What questions do you guys have? Oh, something came in the chat here. Oh, Yolanda said, can we set up an appointment with you to work the best course of action for the best agents?
Absolutely. I will put our company email in the chat right now. You can reach out to me at hello@infocardmarketing.com and we could set up a time to chat. We could do it virtually, in person, We are based in Naperville, so if you are in the western suburbs, it's easy to meet with us. If you're not, we could probably do a virtual or meet in person in whatever city you're in.
Perfect. So my question for all of you on here is, who learned something today that they're going to implement in their business, and what is it? Vince is laughing at me. I think he has something to say.
No, I mean, I just got a lot of good information about the company and the options. So
Perfect. Do you guys like how you can pair that together? Let them do the heavy lifting, let InfoCards do the heavy lifting, and then you can just kind of take it and run to post it on social media too, or send out that email. No, nobody likes my idea. Okay.
so forget it.
I like the idea.
Yeah, and it gets
All right, well,
done every month, but you don't have to do anything. It's just automatic.
The hardest part is the content, right? And making the design.
Yeah.
Erin says she likes my idea.
You have a website, right? Where can we see like the last 12 months cards or something like that, right?
There are a bunch of cards on our website, and I will put that into the chat right now.
Oh, Stacy, that's great information. She said she's the client care coordinator for her team, and she can't wait to share this information with them.
That's awesome.
And yeah, it's just infocardmarketing.com. And is there anything we need to share about navigating the website? Here, I'll be your Vanna White.
Oh,
Give me 1
okay.
second here. My screen is not cooperating.
Do you want me to
There
be
we
my
go.
Van White? Oh, you got it. Okay.
There we go. So what do we need to know?
If you're interested in signing up right away, you click get started, and that'll take you to a checkout page, checkout now, and then you go from there. And if you sign up today, you should definitely use the discount code social stack.
So that's when, after they put their email, phone, and company name in, there'll be another screen that asks for a discount code.
Exactly.
Perfect.
So there's that. And then the next thing, if you go back, the FAQs have a lot of answers to questions we get commonly asked. So that's at the top.
All
And
that.
so they have the questions there. One thing I also want to point out to you is we do have a monthly newsletter that goes out. So I would suggest signing up for that. That has a lot of marketing tips on what you can do to grow your business. They're not necessarily just buy InfoCards, use InfoCards. It has a lot of marketing tips as well. If you go to our blog, we started our blog since we launched our new website. And you could scroll down a little bit. Thank you. It's basically just articles on how to maintain and grow your business. So these articles are written by myself or my business partner, Megan. As I said, Megan has a lot of experience from Google. I have some in data analytics. And so it's basically, how do you email market? How do you maintain your CRM? How do you farm a neighborhood? Things like that. So like every week or two, we have a new article on how to market and grow your business. If you sign up for our newsletter, you'll also receive that in an email on a monthly basis.
And, Mike and I have already talked about, since they have all this other marketing experience, maybe having them come back for another class. So if he's mentioned something else that they're experts in that you guys want to see as a class, let me know, and we can make it happen.
Right. The one thing I'll suggest would be setting up your Google business profile. That is free real estate and so valuable. And if you need help, that's something that we love to talk about.
Absolutely.
So, yes.
All right, great. Well, did we answer everybody's questions? Did anything else come to mind while we were going through that? Oh, I see some stuff came in the chat. Chip said he loves the cost and ability to do red light, green light. Absolutely. Yeah, the cost only goes up if you add people, right?
Right. It's 99 cents an address, up or down.
Then he also said it's great to be able to put that same info in 16 different ways all over the different places to really maximize it. And Patty says this was fantastic. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, guys. Well, if there's no other questions coming in, I really appreciate your time, Mike, for coming and sharing with us. And I want to thank everybody for being on the call today. There will not be class next week. It is Red Day, so we are volunteering and giving back to our local communities. So if you haven't heard about that, go talk to your local leadership team and they'll tell you how you can get involved.
Thanks for having me today, Amy. I appreciate it.
Thank you.